separated.
Hey, man, you're disrespecting me. Drink your mouth.
Gotta keep them separated.
Hey, pay no mind. You're under 18, you won't be doing any time. Hey, come on and play.
mama, I'm sure I to handle now, yes I am. I try to speak loud in the words, but I'm a man with the greatest fear. Got to knock on me, but I love you better than him. Take my hand, don't be afraid, I'm gonna prove every word I say. Advertise enough more praise so you can place it there with me. But one long time I was deserved. Tips in love. Pretty little thing, let me light your chemicals. So mama, I'm sure hard to handle now, yes I am. Hey, hard to handle that. See, baby, here I am, a man on the scene. Give me what you want, but you got to bring it home to me. There's a good little love and then I got a little more in store. When I get gonna make a thorn and all, know you'll be around for more. Boys run on, not to present. Touch and love. Pretty little thing, let me light your chemicals. And mama, I'm sure I'll be handle now, yes I am. Yeah. How do you handle that? Get it. Boys run along without my love, but you just don't love. Pretty little thing, let me light your chemicals. And mama, I'm sure hard to handle now, yes I am. Yeah, hard to handle that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on. Hard, yeah. Now, love. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Now that you're out of my life, I'm so much better. Thought that I'd be weak without you, but I'm stronger. Thought that I'd be broke without you, but I'm richer. Thought that I'd be sad without you, I laugh harder. Thought I wouldn't grow without you, now I'm wiser. I'd be helpless without you, but I'm smarter. Thought that I'd be stressed without you, but I'm chilling. Thought I wouldn't sell without you, sold my million. I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I will survive. Keep on surviving. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I will survive. Keep on surviving. Thought I couldn't breathe without you. I'm in heaven. Thought I couldn't see without you. Perfect vision. Thought I couldn't last without you, but I'm lasting. Thought that I would die without you, but I'm living. Thought that I would fail without you, but I'm on time. Should be over now, but it won't stop. Thought that I would self-destruct, but I'm still here. Even in my years to come, I'm gonna be here. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I will survive. Keep on surviving. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I will survive. Keep on surviving. Wishing you the best. Pray that you are blessed. Much success, no stress, and lots of happiness. Not gonna blast you on the radio. Not gonna lie to your family, no. Not gonna hate you in the magazine. Not gonna compromise. Not gonna diss you on the internet. No, I'ma try me better than that. survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I will survive. Keep on surviving. I'm a survivor. After all of the darkness and sadness, sun comes happiness. If I'm surrounded by positive things, I can't cross my survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I will survive. I'm a survivor. Some things never seem to change, and every day I stay the same. Moonlight swelling through the trees, it never seems to wane. Sometimes I feel like I'm a silhouette, like my imitation leads me towards regret. Sometimes I wish that we had never met. I'm faking every step, stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. Disconnected, out of mind. I'm unaffected by the times. Misdirect me on a dime. Break me with something slight. Born in a compromise, raised on white lies. They say the road to hell is paved with gold. At 25 I feel content with caution. Dodging my halo. Dodging my halo. Dodging my halo. You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. Uncomfortably numb. We're undone and uncomfortably numb. The seasons change, we stay the same, so we're blue in the face. I need the pain to soothe my brain. You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. Uncomfortably numb. We stay the same. The seasons change, we stay the same. We're undone and uncomfortably numb.
I know she said it's alright, but you gon' make it up next time. I know she knows it's not right. There ain't no use in lying. Maybe she thinks I know something. Maybe she thinks it's fine. Or maybe she knows something I don't. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of trying. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me you might just let it go. But oftentimes we're lazy. It seems to stand in my way. 'Cause no one, no, not no one likes to be let down. I know she loves the sunrise, no longer sees it with her sleeping eyes. And I know that when she said she's gonna try, well, it might not work because of other ties. And I know she usually has some other ties. And I wouldn't wanna break them, I wouldn't wanna break them. Maybe she'll help me to untie this, but until then, well, I'm gonna have to lie to her. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. And oftentimes we're lazy. It seems to stand in my way. 'Cause no one, no, not no one likes to be let down. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. Harder that you try, baby, the further you'll fall. Even with all the money in the whole wide world. Please, please, please don't pass me. Please, please, please don't pass me. Please, please, please don't pass me by. Everything you know about me now, baby, you're gonna have to change. You're gonna call it by a brand new name. Please, please, please don't drag me. Please, please, please don't drag me. Please, please, please don't drag me down. Just like a tree down by the water, baby, I shall not move. Even after all the silly things you do. Please, please, please don't drag me. Please, please, please don't drag me. Please, please, please don't drag me down.
All I know is something like a bird within her sang. All I know, she sang a little while and then flew on. Tell me all that you know, I'll show you. Snow and rain. When you hear that same sweet song again, well, you know why. Anyone who sings a tune so sweet is passing by. something like a bird within her sang. All I know, she sang a little while and then flew on. Tell me all that you know, I'll show you snow and rain.
time for Lincoln Potters baseball.
You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump
Today's
it up.
broadcast is
You've
brought
got
to you by
pump it
Stones
up,
Radio
but don't you
Network.
know, pump
Now
it
let's
up.
potter up
You've
to the
got
booth.
pump it up, but
Good evening, everybody. What a great night for baseball here at McBean Stadium in lovely Lincoln, California. I'm Mark the Phantom Lowe, bringing you the play-by-play of this game between the Lincoln Potters and the Menlo Legacy game that was played, a rematch of a game that was played on Tuesday, which the Potters won 14-8. The choir that just did the national anthem just did the play ball Potter up, and they did a tremendous job out there. Absolutely fantastic. The bad news, the good news is we're about to start another baseball game. The bad news is if you're in the arena, that means that happy hour is over. There's happy hours from the opening of the gate until the first pitch, and so you've got, I'm thinking maybe 30 seconds to get down there, and Riley, the engineer, has been critiquing people coming back from the beer garden on how many beers they have and how they're able to carry them, and did they do the right thing mathematically because it's 50% off the second beer. And there's all kinds of things going on with Riley, the engineer. He's had some crazy Japanese soft drink, and I don't know, he's on the ceiling. So we may have a real interesting broadcast from Riley. Also, it's 90s night. It's Pokemon night. Riley, I don't see anybody in their 90s except for, obviously for me. They didn't take advantage of that, but I do see, and I did not know this was going to happen, Pikachu is in the house. Now, Willie Preston, the best in the business, he knows everything about everything except Pokemon. He calls him Pokemon. He has no idea who Pikachu is. He was interviewing Pikachu with his friend Ash, or Ash, obviously that's Ash's Pokemon is Pikachu, obviously. But Willie didn't know that. He was asking the questions, and he was, hey, so do you guys live in the same city? You know, where are you from? Who's from out of town? I don't know what Willie was doing down there. But Pikachu is in the house, and so is Ash. Ash is taller than I saw him in the cartoons. He's a strapping young man. Pictures being taken with the choir that sang the national anthem and Pikachu, who looks, I don't know, I don't want to say happy to be here. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good back view of Pikachu. Not a lot of people say, hey, I wonder what Pikachu's back looks like. Riley, the engineer, goes, I am on the case, and he's bringing it to you. The Menlo Legacy getting ready to take on your Sacramento Kings. Let's take a look, not at Pikachu, but at the Menlo lineup, the offensive lineup for Menlo. Now, Bittner, Thompson, and Soria, who are 2, 3, and 4. They combined for 6 hits in the game on Tuesday. Jacob Frost batting in the 7th spot. He was 2 for 3, had an RBI and a run scored. And John Ringer, he wraps it up, batting 9th and playing third base. Ryan Johnson is on the mound for the Legacy, and we are about ready to get started. Anthony Martinez, the right-hander from Sierra College, delivering his first pitch, and is inside to Cooper Winton, who will be followed by Kyler Bittner and Nick Thompson. Cooper was 1 for 3 on Tuesday, scored 2 runs in that game. There's a line drive out towards shortstop on a hop to Asani. Johnson's going to have to hurry across the diamond and barely gets Cooper Winton at first base. So the first out recorded by Asani Johnson to the first baseman J.T. Walden. So let's take a look at your Potters defense. Walden back in the lineup at first, Luke Mancy at second, Johnson at short, Brett Griffiths at third tonight. Marlboro in left, Eaton in center, Doyle in right. He made his debut last night. Colby Emerald, who had 4 hits in the game last night, off the bench. He is behind the plate. And Anthony Martinez, his second outing of the season for the Potters. First pitch is outside for a ball. His first outing was on in the second game of the season against the Novato Knicks. He went 3 innings, gave up no hits, no runs, and struck out 6. And so he was very impressive in that outing, was Anthony Martinez, whose second pitch is also outside to Kyler Bittner. Shortstop was 2 for 4 and had an RBI in that game on Tuesday. He's out of Kenyatta College. That's fouled out of play, 2-1. Crowd still arriving here, and also, you know, they were out in front talking to Pikachu. Now Pikachu's made his way to the concourse, getting photos taken. Ash again, taking care. Oh, they have a handler and everything. This is tremendous. They have people. So Pikachu has people, which is good to know. I'm glad that. That's right down the middle for a strike, 2-2. Willie Preston putting together a tremendous playlist before the game of 90s hits and the Pokemon song, which actually kind of slaps, as the kids say. That's foul back to the screen. I think that's what the kids say. They do. I don't know that if you ever heard the Pokemon song slaps, but I think it's actually true. I'm sorry. I think it is. I think it is true. I mean, the fans, even those that didn't know the Pokemon, as Willie would call him, they were kind of like going, yeah, got to catch them all, yeah. 2-2 on Kyler Bittner, Nick Thompson on deck. Just getting started here on a beautiful night. That's chopped foul out here at McBean Stadium. Now, when I have Chris Doy here, he is my master of meteorology. He gives me all the information, you know, temperature-wise, but I guess 94 degrees at first pitch. But what's critical is what it feels like. It feels like 92. So that makes it a little more bearable as we have a little bit of breeze, 6 miles an hour with gusts up to 13. 2-2 pitch has popped up, and I mean way up there. Asani Johnson's going to call it at shortstop and finally make the catch for the second out. So Hassani involved in both defensive plays so far, and that'll bring up Nick Thompson. Raul Soria on deck. Martinez at about 90 miles an hour early in the ball game. I've got my guy Carson on the index cards. He's giving me all the info. Again, he's giving me, you know, speeds. I don't think Anthony's thrown like 1. So I don't know if he's really doing an average, but he likes to be the first guy to have all the information, and I appreciate that. That one is outside for a ball. I think it's the Rockland Giants today and Astros. A couple of different Little League teams out here. I probably got the wrong ones. That is outside. I heard Carson and Jason, who, and I still don't know if I like them or not, they were talking about the Little League teams they run when they were kids. You know, Astros, Blue Jays, that kind of thing. When I was a kid, we didn't have, like, major league names, swing and a miss. We had, like, whatever business sponsored your team. I was Trailer City. Well, the best one, my brother had Myrtle's Beauty Shop was the sponsor, so they were wearing uniforms that said Myrtle's Beauty Shop, and they were last place. And I don't know. I think it was because they were a little embarrassed. You know, Myrtle's was thank you so much to Myrtle for supporting them, but they didn't have confidence taking the field. Swing and a miss by Thompson. It's 3-2. I don't remember exactly what the colors of their jersey. I'm not going to say. I speculate. I don't remember exactly. I think it was white and black, but I'm not sure. Trailer City, we were not, it's like, that's outside for a ball. Thompson gets the base on balls. Nick was 2 for 4 with a run batted in on Tuesday. Raul Soria is coming to the plate. He was 2 for 5. He also drove a run in the game on Tuesday. He is out of Fresno Pacific University, left-handed hitter. With Thompson at first and 2 outs, he takes that fastball high from Martinez. 1 ball and no strikes. Martinez with no walks in his 3 innings on Tuesday. Giving up 1 here to Nick Thompson in the first inning after 2 are retired. That's a good-looking pitch on the inside corner for a strike. 1-1. Lincoln Football Club walking around. They are doing the 50-50 raffle today, and they're just relentless. Those soccer teams, when they get in a row in the crowd, they just sell tickets to everybody. 2-1. You can't resist them. And it's the incredible $20 gets you any ticket. You just get the tallest person in the building and get their wingspan, and you get a ticket to span from left to right. Good-looking off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Evens it up at 2-2 on Soria. So Riley, of course, is a little bit, he likes the fantasy stuff. He said, well, get a pterodactyl. Not really make any sense. There goes the runner. 2-2 pitch is fouled off, and good break. That kind of got Colby Amaral behind the plate. Really good break by Nick Thompson. But Soria, of course, with 2 strikes has to protect, so it'll come back to 2 balls and 2 strikes. I like the attitude. I like the concept of the pterodactyl. It's just not really doable, Riley. But he lives in a different kind of world. After that Japanese soda, I don't know if anything he says is going to make sense all night. Outfield pretty much straight away, although Albro in left is pretty far off the line. That one just misses the outside corner. Thompson was staying put on the 2-2 pitch, so it is now 3-2. Dom Nahar is on deck. He was 1 for 3 in the game on Tuesday. Had a big double. 3-2 pitches hit out to center field. Eaton giving ground, but goes underneath it and makes the catch. So Soria hit it well, but right to Cole Eaton in center field. Nothing across for the Legacy in the first inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Legacy nothing. Potters coming to bat.
Situated on the corner of Lincoln Boulevard and 5th Street, this iconic building has been the home to several hotels over the decades, the most famous and longest running of which was the Lincoln Inn. Having undergone several renovations and architectural changes, this building is the current home of Old Town Pizza, which boasts not 1 but 2 floors for your dining enjoyment, including open-air seating on the roof. Stop in for a slice today. Or stop by the Lincoln Museum to see the 300-pound cash register that used to adorn the front desk of the Lincoln Inn. For more great history, visit the Lincoln Area Archives Museum and, by appointment only, take their free walking tour of historic downtown Lincoln.
Bottom of the first, Piper makes his first appearance, and we are ready to go with Ryan Johnson on the mound for the Menlo Legacy. Before we get to the lineup, I got to say it's the Marlins and the Dodgers from the Rockland Little League that are out here. I don't want to get those names wrong. I want to give them full credit, of course. And let's look at the offensive alignment for your Lincoln Potters. If we can, it's Hassani Johnson again at the top of the order, and Cole Eaton batting second. J.T. Walden was semi-impressive in his first outing yesterday, 2 for 2. 2 3-run home runs. Jacob Doyle also making his debut. He had a home run and went 3 for 5. Brett Griffiths from American River College. Colby Amaral came off the bench yesterday, went 4 for 4, raised his average to 400. He is batting ninth. And, of course, Anthony Martinez is on the mound for the Potters. Johnson finishing up his warm-up tosses here. And we are just about ready to go on 90s and Pokemon night out here at McBean Stadium. Great looking crowd out here. And yes, the obstacle course bounce house is back today. So we have double bounce houses down the third baseline. And with the obstacle course one, they're both getting a lot of action. They're both getting a lot of play as the kids are just destroying that bounce house one. Hassani Johnson will lead us off out of Franklin High School in Elk Grove and University of Louisiana Monroe. Hassani 2 for 7 in his Potters career. He has scored 5 runs. He's been on base a whole bunch of times. Left-hand hitting shortstop. We'll start it off against Ryan Johnson here in the bottom of the first. Potters looking to get their 5th win in 6 outings. That's a strike from Ryan Johnson out of Cabrillo College. He's already thrown 1 pitch, and Carson hasn't given me any index cards on how fast he's thrown. Oh, he already did. The guy hasn't even pitched yet. He's already given me numbers. That's in there for a, well, it's not in there for a strike. It was, in my mind, it was in there for a strike. But it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Hassani. Takes that one inside for a ball, 2-1. Cole Eaton to follow. Then Jake Tandy, the first 3 for the Potters. That's a good-looking pitch on the inside corner. Evens it up at 2-2. Two-two pitch coming from Ryan Johnson. Nice take by Hassani Johnson. That is outside for a ball. It's a full count here, starting us off. Hot Dogs, the Fat Cat is working briskly. Also, Ranchero down there. Our guy Javi's running the show. That's inside for a ball, and Johnson will get a base on balls. Riley has already gone down there. And carne asada quesadilla, I believe it was, with some kind of sauce on it, and he's just given the primo look because he loved it. Take a look at the defensive alignment if we can for your Menlo Legacy. Nahar, Winton, and Daniels in the outfield. Ringer at third. Bittner and Farr in the middle of the infield. Nick Thompson at first. Jacob Frost back behind the plate. And Ryan Johnson on the mound. And here's Cole Eaton, 4 for 10 in his Potters career. He's also scored 5 runs out of Elkhorn, Nebraska, and University of Tennessee. Johnson with a short lead. Pitch is swung on and missed, 0-1. Hassani, again, just a short lead over at first base. Swung on and missed on a breaking ball. Frost comes up ready to throw. But Johnson back to the bag, and Eaton quickly down 0-2 against Ryan Johnson. Jake Tandy to follow, then J.T. Walden. There goes Johnson. The pitch is high. The throw is going to be a little offline, and Johnson slides in head first. He is safe with the stolen base. Frost's throw kind of tailing out toward right field, and Asani was just too far along the base paths for the. Usually, if it's not too far that way, they can catch the ball and make the tag at the same time on the sliding runner, but that one was a little bit too far to the right. So Johnson is at second. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Cole Eaton, and there goes Johnson again. That one is outside and no throw. As Sassani just took advantage right there. He is now 90 feet away, and Cole Eaton has a 2-ball and 2-strike count. Cole has 2 RBIs in the 2 games he's played. Takes that one in the dirt. Nice block by Frost. So from 0-2, we've got 2 stolen bases and now a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Potters won Tuesday's meeting between these 2 teams 14-8. Jake Morrell, the winning pitcher for the Potters. 3-2 pitches popped up high behind home plate. Frost gives chase, and he makes the catch. That's an excellent play by Jacob Frost. That was close to the netting, and he stayed with it and made the catch for the first out. So Eaton is out with the pop-up to the catcher. That'll bring up Jake Tandy, who is 9 for 24 on the season. He has 14 runs batted in. He has 2 home runs. 2 games in a row he's hit one out of here. Out of West Sacramento, California. And University of the Pacific. Line drive right center field. That'll be down in front of Cooper Winton for a base hit, and Tandy has RBI number 15. And it raises his average to an even 400, and the Potters lead it 1-0. Credit to Asani Johnson for getting himself into scoring position. Here is J.T. Walden, and J.T. only had 2 at-bats yesterday, one in the first inning, one in the second inning. The result was the same in both, 3-run home runs over the right field fence. The second one was a little closer to right center. The first one was dead right field. So J.T. 2 for 2 on the season. He's up here with Tandy at first. Johnson's pitch is high, 4-1, 1-0. J.T. out of Folsom Lake College and USC. A Potter legend already, and putting himself into more legendary status with the 2 home runs. Hits it sharply to shortstop. To second for 1, Farr. Now he misses it at second base, and everybody is safe, and Tandy's going to go to third. So the throw from Bittner to Farr didn't get there. And an error on the Legacy. They had a couple on Tuesday that really hurt them. And this one could, as Tandy goes to first. JT is on with the error. And here's Jacob Doyle. Jacob 3 for 5 in his debut yesterday. He scored 3 runs and had a home run. Out of University of Nevada, Reno. Jacob up here with a chance to do even more damage. The Potters have already scored once on an RBI single from Jake Tandy. Just a perfect double play ball from Walden, and Legacy couldn't turn it. Another Pokemon is here. Is that Charizard? Charizard in the house. Charizard's got to do a little more covering on there, you know. I don't want to see tattoos or anything, you know. There's a high fly ball left field. It is deep. Is it going to be fair? It is gone. Jacob Doyle does it again. The second time. This guy's making it a habit. A 3-run home run, and the Potters lead 4-0. Walden scores and Tandy scores, and Jacob is now 4 for 6 with 2 home runs and a couple of runs batted in, and that's a lesson to young broadcasters. Never get too involved in the appearance of the Charizard that you don't get the home run that follows immediately after. Luke Mancy will start it up again as the Potters now lead 4-1. Luke hits it right back over the middle into center field for a base hit. Third hit for the Potters here in the first. Luke came in 4 for 9, so he's a crisp 5 for 10 since coming to us from the University of New Mexico. Here's Brett Griffiths out of American River College and Jesuit High School here in Sacramento, or Carmichael. Had the pleasure of doing Brett's games at American River College, getting to know the family. Grandma up in Redding, great-grandma up in Oregon. Hopefully they're checking us out on Stones Radio Networks or Lincoln Potters Baseball YouTube. Unless they might be here. Brett takes outside for a ball. I was hoping they would make the trip down. Maybe bring me some more cookies, because they brought some tremendous chocolate chip cookies at the end of the American River College season. Brett hits a line drive. That may stay up, though, and it does stay up in left field for Nahar to make the catch. Hit that ball hard right at Nahar in left field for 2 outs. Got some chocolate chip. Also, I believe it was cinnamon molasses cookies or something like that, which didn't sound like much. And then when you tried them, you went, oh, my God, this is the best idea anybody's ever had. Except for the Japanese soda that Riley has. Quincy Marlboro is the batter. 250 for Quincy. Had 2 hits last night in the Potters win. Comes to us from Folsom Lake College out in left field for Tyler Robertson and the Potters. Drove over to first base, and a nice scoop over there by Thompson. That one would have been down the right field line, trying to get Mancy off base. Potters with 3 hits in the inning, including the big home run from Jacob Doyle. That's a good-looking fastball in there for a strike, 0-1. Colby Amaral hitting in the number 9 spot. He is on deck. Potters batted around, I believe, in their first 2 innings last night. No, they had batted around in the first inning and then had 8 hitters in the second. Line drive, second base, right at far, and he makes the play. So the Potters score 4 times. We go to the top of the second. Potters lead at 4-0.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Here in Michigan, we do more than just survive the winter. We thrive during it. You simply can't keep us away from what we love most: great times and amazing beer. The snow transforms the landscape and lays the path for adventures yet to be had. Trails ready to be explored, and freshly groomed hills ready for the first run of the day. And later, as the sun descends, it's time to unwind with great conversation and even better friends. Experience a taste of Michigan winter with Founders Brewing Company, born and brewed in Michigan.
Top of the second from McBean. Mark the Phantom Low here with you. Riley the engineer working hard to my left. Also to his left, Jason and Carson doing TrackMan and stats and all kinds of stuff. Willie Preston, obviously, he's the head of the Pokemon Union. He is, to my right, the best PA man in the business, bar none. And also not here today, our guy, the Toy Man, Chris Toy, but he is checking in. It was not, what did I say? It was molasses cinnamon. It's ginger molasses cookies that we got. Again, doesn't sound like a good idea. Then when you tried them, Chris would remember because he was a big fan of them when he finally tried one. Dom Nahar, Ryan Farr, and Jacob Frost, the first 3 hitters for the Legacy as they try to claw back from the 4-0 hole that, thanks to Jacob Doyle, they find themselves in. Anthony Martinez on the hill for his second inning of work. That one is a little bit high. He gave up 1 base on balls in the first inning Soria hit the ball very well to center field, but it was corralled by Cole Eaton out there to end the inning. That misses outside, goes back to the backstop. 2 balls and no strikes. That one's hit sharply. I think that's a fair ball down the third base line, inside the line, all the way down to the corner. Nahara's at second. He's thinking of 3, but he's going to pull the brakes out. He pulled the chute and got back to second base. So he doubled on Tuesday. He doubles today. Nahara's at second base. First hit of the game for the Legacy, and that'll bring up Ryan Farr, who was 0 for 3, did score a run in the game Tuesday. Another shaved ice coming up the stairs. This one is a tricolor kind of thing, but not chocolate, Riley, the engineer. This time, Riley has been maintaining he saw a chocolate shaved ice, but now today he's changed his tune and said, but it would be a good idea. That's what he said today. So maybe he's backing off on that a little bit. Fastball is high from Martinez. Anthony out of Fairfield, California, Sierra College. He's got Nahar at second base, nobody out here in the second. There goes the runner. The pitch is a ball, I believe. The throw will be too late off the glove of Brett Griffiths, and it's a stolen base. So a couple of steals of third already in the top of the second. Do believe that was called the ball. Looked pretty good. 2 balls and no strikes. Farr followed by Jacob Frost, then Daniel Daniels and John Ringer. The rest of the starting 9 for the Legacy. Martinez right down the middle for a strike. Really good crowd filling in here, as a lot of them have been at the vendors for the first inning. That's what you do when you come out here. First of all, you get here early. You get here when the gates open. You got happy hour for an hour until the first pitch. And then you start getting your feed on with some Fat Cat dogs, perhaps. That one's popped up second base, going back out for it. Right field coming in. That's Doyle, has to make a sliding catch and can't make it. That is a base hit, and a run will score. So Farr drops it into right field, gets himself a run batted in. And it looked like perhaps Mancy could have made a play on that, but I think Luke went the wrong way, and then Doyle came in, and at the last second went into the slide and could not make the play. So a run in for the Legacy. They still have a runner at first and nobody out. Here's Jacob Frost, who was impressive in the game on Tuesday. 2 for 3. He scored a run and he drove one in. The catcher out of Cal State East Bay. It's a line drive to left field. That's a clean base hit. Scooped up out there by Marlboro. He gets it back in. So 3 straight hits for the Legacy here in the second inning. And that will bring up Daniel Daniels. 0 for 5 for Daniel on the game on Tuesday. Comes to us out of Cal State East Bay as well. And going out to talk to Anthony Martinez is Colby Amaral. Potter's looking for a double play to pull themselves out, and we again salute Charizard for making it out here. Charizard, you know, he had things to do, so he couldn't get here at first pitch, but it's great that he showed up. He and Pikachu seemingly hadn't met yet, so Ash is kind of brokering their introductions. Charizard, this is Pikachu. Pikachu, Charizard. Charizard is now, I just recognized Charizard. He's a high-ranking official. Here's the pitch. That is down low for a ball. I have to think maybe the original Charizard had something to do, because that, I don't think that quote-unquote actor looked like he was going to be Charizard when the day started. Although I salute him, because if you want to call Charizard right now, call 1-800-CHARZARD. He is on the phone. In the dirt, nice block. 2-0 now on Daniels. John Ringer on deck. I think John Ringer will be our today's Dueling Dogs batter, since we've had 8 batters and we haven't had it yet. Process of elimination. Two-0 pitch coming up from Martinez. 2 runners lead at first and second. That catches the corner. Nice pitch, 2-1. Nahar started us off with a double, stole third, scored when Farr dumped a single into right field out of the glove of a diving Jacob Doyle. Frost followed with a sharp single to left field, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike on Daniels. That one is a strike as well. Charizard, I don't know. I can't explain Charizard. He's obviously a big Potters fan. He has a hat. 2-2 from Martinez. Hit down to shortstop. Johnson's going to go to third to cut down the lead runner, and Griffith steps on the bag. Thought he might go to second, but he took the lead runner, and Farr is retired. Frost goes to second. Daniels at first with the fielder's choice, and with one out, that'll bring up John Ringer. And he is the Dueling Dogs batter as I hear the dogs begin to bark.
For the Legacy, our Dueling Dogs dog batter of the ballgame, third baseman John Ringer. Now,
if John Ringer strikes out, then, well, yeah, I mean, that's 50% off Dueling Dogs for the rest of the inning, and this is a very thirsty crowd out here on a Friday night, so they are looking forward to that possibility, to be sure. First pitch is swung on and miss. We're 1/3 of the way there. Ringer out of Norwich University, which sounds very prestigious. Right-handed hitter, slightly open stance. Inside, almost hit him. 1 ball and 1 strike from Martinez. Dogs really starting to bark. I believe those are piped-in dogs. I believe, but the first base side crowd looks a little unruly. They might have brought some animals. I don't know. That was just outside for a ball, and thirsty people are very upset over that call. It's the Brick and Barrel backyard garden. Backyard beer garden. That's where, down the first base line, that's where they redeem the 50% off if you indeed get it. 2-1 pitch is in there for a call, strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ringer. And now the dogs really beginning to bark. The dogs begin to smell it right now to get with the 90s theme. 2-2. The umpire just looked at the scoreboard, and he should not start doing that because he will drive himself absolutely crazy. Friends of McBean trying to get money to get a new scoreboard. We'll talk more about them later. 2-2 pitch is called, strike 3. And I think I'll order one myself. Ringer out on strikes, second out in the inning. Still 2 on, though, for the Legacy. And Cooper Winton, a very, very tough leadoff hitter, was 1 for 3 on Tuesday and grounded out to shortstop his first time today to open the game. He was thrown out by Johnson by probably less than a half a step at first base. Winton takes just a little bit high, 1 ball and no strikes. He's followed by Kyler Bittner. First and second, 2 outs. That is down low for a ball. 2-0. On the outside corner, 2-1. Two and 1 on Winton. Cooper from Cal State Stanislaus takes a beautiful breaking ball in there for a strike. 2-2. Was a little distracted. The fan was bringing up a couple of plates of muy ranchero. Just some quesadillas, tacos, open-faced tacos. Oh, man, they were awesome. Okay, 2-2. Hit in between first and second and knocked down at second base by Mancy. Throws behind the runner at third base, and now they're trying to go back to second. The tag applied, and he is called safe at second base. Asani Johnson is not happy, and I'm surprised nobody's doing the thing where you put the headphones on to try to get a look at that. Mancy with a tremendous play at second base, going to his left, knocked the ball down to keep a run from scoring. The runner going around third was Jacob Frost. The throw was behind him, but then they went behind the runner after him, who was Daniels at second. Looked like they made the tag. He was called safe. The bases are loaded. It's a single for Winton. Frost at third, Daniels at second. And it brings up Kyler Bittner, who was 2 for 4 on Tuesday. Popped to short his first time up today. Nice breaking ball in there for a strike. Just an excellent play. Mancy went to his left. Going to his right was J.T. Walden. He could not make the stab, but Mancy went down to one knee, picked it up, immediately sensed something was wrong at third base. That's popped up. That may stay in play. Coming back is Amaral. Makes the catch for the out. So Mancy saves a run. The Legacy do score once. We go to the bottom of the second. Potters lead this one 4-1.
Being a laborer means everything. It was what took care of me when I was growing up. It's what takes care of me now. Because of President Biden and the money he's put into infrastructure, the need for our workforce to expand is out of this world. When our members are able to go to work on these big projects that are funded by Biden's economic investments, it means continued growth in their wages, in their pensions, in their health benefits. It means they're going to be able to take care of their families.
Back right in the middle of the Piper's mascot race, we have some people from the First Street School, and we've got one guy who's obviously headed for the Olympics. I hope we've got a camera on there if we can. Piper has no idea what he's supposed to be doing. He waited for them all to show up. Our winner is going to come in he kind of eased up. He will not break the world record. Second place, a young lady who actually was kicking it pretty well. Piper, again, coming in pretty dismal last, but very happy about it. I would think the term delusional might apply to Piper, as he seems to be very happy with his performance, even when his performance is quite dismal. But let's look on the other side. Let's look at the speed of our winner, who, again, might have broken the record had he not eased up at the end. But I don't think he's worried about records. He just wants that first-place ribbon. Bottom of the second inning, Ryan Johnson back out on the hill. His Legacy teammates picked up one run and almost a bunch more. They had the bases loaded before the pop out from Bittner. Potters will send Colby Amaral, who caught that pop-up, out to open the bottom of the second inning. Then Johnson and Eaton, and Stones McCoy is all over me. Mi Ranchito Pueblito is the name of Javi's stand down there, so let's get it right. I mean, that's really affecting his marketing and his PR. He's putting together an amazing product, and he's delighting hundreds of fans every night, and a lot of them already tonight, including Riley the engineer, whose dinner of Muy Ranchito Pueblito, carne asada, quesadilla, and Japanese soda has got to be, it sets the mark for everybody, I think. Here's Amaral. Colby with 4 hits last night. He's hitting .400 on the season. Comes to us out of Grass Valley, California, which is beautiful country up there. 1 ball and no strikes. Nice downtown area, shops, etc. There's a nice looking pitch from Johnson in there for a strike. Umpire and I agree on something. 1 ball and 1 strike. Colby takes a little bit too high, 2-1. So far, most of the people milling around are either Lincoln Football Club soccer team, the ladies trying to sell raffle tickets, or people carrying beer. So it's a pretty good night here at McBean Stadium, if that's the way you're going. And, of course, there's the Fat Cat, the hot dog people, the Ranchito Pueblito people with the carne asada quesadillas, or street tacos, whatever they like. Amaral takes high, ball 4. So Colby is on to open up the bottom of the second, and Hassadi Johnson, who got a base on balls to open the bottom of the first, will be our hitter. Out of Franklin High School in Elk Grove in Louisiana Monroe, it's Hassani Johnson. 2 for 7, and now has scored 6 runs in his very short Potters career. Pops that one up. Bet that's going to get out of play. Pikachu roaming the third baseline with Ash Ketchum. Charizard. I think Charizard had to take a business call or something because he kind of took off. I don't know what happened to Charizard. I'm kind of looking for him to make I want to get a picture with Charizard and maybe an autograph. Sails outside, evens it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ash Ketchum with, realistically with a Pokeball too. He could have come out without nothing. He has the Pokeball with him. Looks like he's going to throw it about 94. I think he's got a good arm. Throw to first, and Emerald is back in. So it's 1-1 on Johnson. Bottom of the second here from McBean Stadium. A beautiful, beautiful night for baseball. Johnson swings and misses at that one. The grassy knoll has some pops up, some umbrellas down there. They're making themselves at home. Maybe a pop-up down there. They really came prepared to hang out on the grassy knoll, which is right out past the obstacle course bounce house next to the regular bounce house. A lot going on down the third base line. That's a little looper out toward left field coming on is Nahar. He is going to make a dive, and he does not make the play. It bounces away. He's backed up by his center fielder, Winton. Good base running by Amaral, who went halfway. He'll be at second base. At first is Johnson, nobody out. And here's Cole Eaton, who popped up to the catcher his first time up. Cole out of Elkhorn, Nebraska, and the University of Tennessee, the Volunteers, starting play in the college baseball tournament today. That fastball's on the outside corner. Potter legend Drew Stahl was about to play with Oral Roberts. I think they're playing Oklahoma. I was on ESPN3. I didn't have that, so I couldn't watch it. But best wishes to Drew, one of the great Potters. That's hit out to right field. Daniels giving chase, still giving chase, and he's going to get there and make the catch. It's a tag by Amaral at second base. He'll go to third. Good base running by Colby to get 90 feet further. Eaton hit it pretty well, but Daniels tracks it down in right field for the first out, and that'll bring up Jake Tandy. Jake has had a pretty good start to his Potter career. He's hitting .400. He has 15 runs batted in. He has 2 home runs. He scored a run. He drove one in the first inning. So he's already been busy tonight. Playing DH, he's been playing third. He's played some first. Now he's DHing tonight as JT Walden took over at first. There's a throw to first, and Johnson is back in. Hassani with a couple stolen bases after his walk back in the first inning, so they're trying to keep him close. You think he would be taken off very soon here. Didn't go till later in the count, though, early last inning, but there he goes. That ball is outside. The throw's down to second base. He is going to get in there underneath it, safe with a stolen base. Frost got rid of it quickly, but that time I think Hassani got a better jump than he did the time before, so even though it was a better throw, he's still in underneath it. And he is at second base. The pitch was called a ball, so it is 1-0 on Tandy, who now has 2 more runs batted in, sitting out there waiting for him. Potential runs batted in. Fastball inside. Good speed on that one. Good velocity by Johnson, but is a little bit inside, so it's 2-0. I was given info that Johnson's fastball was about 80, and I don't think so. I think it's more. I'm going to have to go back to Carson and get some further information. 2-0 pitch is called to strike. 2-1. The Rockland Little League Marlins and Dodgers are here tonight, and they're all over the place. 2-1 to Jake. Takes outside for a ball, 3-1. First base is open in a sense, but JT Walden is on deck, and even though he reached on an error last time, he does have 2 home runs on the season already. So he is no picnic. Inside, ball 4. So Tandy takes the base on balls. That is the third walk given up by Ryan Johnson, and here is JT Walden. Going to have a meeting at the mound. I think we'll take a step away for just a second here. Riley, we are in the bottom of the second inning. Potters with the bases loaded and a 4-1 lead.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
The meeting at the mound is over. Riley and I have having an argument, and we're done with that. And it's time for J.T. Walden, who reached on an error, scored a run back in the first inning. He is 2 for 3 on the season. Takes inside, the ball kicks away, and here comes Emerald in from third. Oh, that's actually, it's going to be a hit by pitch. Walden goes down to first, gets himself a maybe painful RBI, his 7th of the season. Emerald scores. Johnson now is at third. At second is Jake Tandy, and here is Jacob Doyle, who had a 3-run home run in the first inning, and I don't know, things are setting up pretty well for Jacob right now. He's 4 for 6 on the season, and he's got the bases loaded. Hits a line drive to left field. That's down in front of the left fielder for a base hit. Nahar comes up with it, and he's going to make a strong throw, which is cut off, but station to station for the Potters. It's a RBI single for Doyle, his 4th RBI of the day. Johnson scores. Tandy to third, JT to second, and the bases are still loaded. And it'll bring up Luke Mancy. Luke singled his first time up, so he's 1 for 1, 5 for 10 for the season. Hits it hard down the right field line, but that will be foul out by the VIP of Kiln area over there. So Luke is taking some pretty good cuts here. Came in 4 for 9, and he is 1 for 1 tonight. He's got 3 on, just 1 out in the inning. Pops it up on the infield. See if the infield fly is called. It is. The shortstop is Bittner. He'll make the catch. Bluffing and tag is Tandy. So Mancy pops out, 2 outs, and that will leave it to Brett Griffiths, who had a hard line drive to left field his first time up, but was caught out there by Nahar, so he is 0 for 1. 5 for 16 on the season for Brett out of American River College. Johnson delivers and Brett fouls it off. A high fastball goes over to our right, so it's 0-1 on Griffiths. Playing third base for the Potters in this one. Takes it outside. Good take right there. It was a nice looking off-speed pitch from Johnson, but missed the outside corner. Evens it up at 1-1 on Brett. Big season for the Beavers, earning all Big 8 conference honors. 1-1 pitch is in there for a call strike. Another good fastball from Johnson. So he's ahead in the count, 1-2. 2 runs in the inning for the Potters. They have the bases loaded. A 1-2 count on Brett Griffiths. He lines it down the right field line. I think that's going to go foul. Yes, it is, by about 10 feet down that right field line into the bullpen area. You got a lot of orange guys running around the bases, and they're going to have to go back. So they could go back to different bases. You couldn't tell which one was which. Doyle at first, Walden at second, Tandy at third. Activity for the Legacy in their bullpen. 1-2 coming up to Brett. Hits it to right field again. Going back is Daniels. He's got a beat on it and makes the catch. So Griffiths hits it very hard again, but it's got out in right field this time. 2 runs, 2 hits. They left 3. We'll go to the third inning. Potters on top, 6-1. Top of the third inning, the axe throwing going on down the first base line. Hasn't really caught on yet this season. The participants are under 5 feet tall. So, wow, it doesn't matter. Look at that. Riley says 3 of them in the bullseye? Are you kidding me, Riley? I take it all back, young men. That is tremendous axe throwing, and they should get prizes. Some like a real, like give them a hat or something. I mean, that's incredible. If it impresses Riley, then it's got to be good. Nick Thompson will start us off. Raul Soria and then Dom Nahar, the first 3 hitters for the Legacy, 3, 4, and 5. They trail at 6-1. Thompson got a base on balls his first time up off Anthony Martinez, who's given up 3 hits and 1 run over the first 2 innings. Has struck out 1. Fortunately, it was the Dueling Dogs batter that he struck out, so it reaped the benefits for the fans. Very, very nice night out here. That's it, right back up the middle for a base hit. Hit number 4 for the Legacy. And Thompson, who was 2 for 4 in the game on Tuesday, now 1 for 1 with a walk. And Raul Soria will be the hitter. Flied to center his first time, hit it very well. Was tracked down by Cole Eaton out in center field. Raul was 2 for 5 with a run batted in the game on Tuesday. He is out of Fresno Pacific University. Breaking balls high. Colby Emerald behind the plate for the Potters. Griffiths at third, Johnson at short, Mancy at second, and J.T. Walden over at first. Malbrough, Eaton, and Doyle in the outfield. That one misses outside. Only the third inning, Martinez. He pitched 3 innings in his first outing back on Saturday night. That one is also high, so it's 3-0. There's some loosening up down in the Potters' pen as well, so both teams have had the pens going on. Good cowbell representation tonight. They're all in force as the 3-0 pitch is coming. That on the outside corner, 3-1. Looks like Liam Golden loosening up for the Potters down in their bullpen down the right field line. There goes the runner. 3-run pitch is hit high up in the air to left field, giving chase. Malbrough. Quincy has got underneath it, makes the catch, going back to first base is Thompson. So Soria got just not quite enough of it once again. This time he tried left field, put it right in front of the warning track for the first out. Dom Nahar will be the hitter. He doubled down the third base line his first time up, so he's 2 for 4 in the series with 2 doubles. He later scored on a far single. Dom out of Cal State East Bay. Thompson getting a medium lead at first. Nahar takes a breaking ball. Beautiful pitch by Martinez. He spotted that one a couple times over the first 3 innings and got strike calls most of the time. See if Thompson thinks about going again. Again, a short lead. There he goes. Nope. Bluffs it, and it's a pop-up right side. Second baseman Mancy's going to call this one in short right field and make the catch. That was another breaking ball that Nahar kind of waited on and popped out at the last possible second. Popped it up to second base. Mancy with the catch. 2 outs. Ryan Farr, who dropped an RBI single in his first time up. So he is 1 for 1 with that RBI. Thompson now at first base, but now 2 are out. Now it's fouled back to the screen. 0-1 on Ryan Farr out of Cal Lutheran. He's followed by Jacob Frost for the Legacy. Ryan played third last night, playing second tonight. Or Tuesday night. He's playing second tonight. 90s night and Pokemon night. Pikachu has disappeared. Probably went back to the concourse to hang out with fans, with Ash. Thompson is going to be picked off. The throw is to second base by Walden. They've got him in a rundown all the way back to first, and they throw it over the head of the pitcher covering. Goes into the dugout. and he will go to second base. So they had him picked off. JT threw it to second base to Johnson. They got it back, and the ball eventually over the head of Martinez covering first base, and Thompson is safe. Be an error on the Potters. Their first in this game. Potters trying to win their 5th of the first 6 games of the season. Big win last night over the Anchors, 22-4. That's fouled away, so it's 0-2 on the hitter Ryan Farr. Thompson now at second base. Nick was trying to use the same strategy he used the first time when he stole the base, which is just take off, and hopefully nobody will notice, but Martinez noticed, and the execution not there for the Potters. And so Thompson finds himself out at second base anyway, but it's 0-2 on Farr. Breaking ball swung on, fouled in the catcher's glove. Almiral comes out with it, shows it to everybody, and it's a strikeout for Martinez, his second strikeout of the night. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Potters on top, 6-1.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Bottom of the 3rd for the Potters. They'll send up Quincy Marlboro, then Colby Emerald. On the top of the order, Hassani Johnson against Ryan Johnson, who's out there for his 3rd inning of work. He's given up 6 runs on 5 hits. One of those runs was unearned. Marlboro with a line out to second base for his first time up. Out for Prime Baseball Club will be in over the weekend. Tomorrow, 6:35 on Hispanic Heritage Night, and then Sunday, a 1:05 start. So come on out and check those out. But tonight the opposition is the Menlo Legacy, and the Potters have the 6-1 lead as Johnson is finishing up his warm-up tosses. Fans enjoying 90s night and Pokemon night. Again, Pikachu in all his glory out here with Ash Ketchum. Charizard, which I don't know is the real Charizard, to be real honest with you, was out here for a while. Then he got a call and he was gone, so I don't know. So here is Quincy Marlboro, who lined out to second. He is 0 for 1. Takes in there for a strike. Looks like number 12, Swanson, is warming up for the Legacy. Outside for a ball. That's Owen Swanson. One ball, one strike. Outside, 2-1. Out of the University of Minnesota at Crookston. I've not heard of Crookston, but I like it. UMC. 2-1 on Marlboro. Quincy from Folsom Lake College. Tremendous season. 359. Riley the engineer, very entranced by people carrying 2 beers at one time. He thinks that takes advantage of all the specials that are going on. It's half price. If it's full price, then the half price on the second one. Whatever it happens to be, he really admires people carrying 2 beers and not wasting. You have a free hand there. You got to carry something with it. I do actually endorse that. High and inside, 3-1. Efficiency, it's very important. I thought there was an earthquake, but it's just the obstacle course. down the third base line. The one they installed yesterday, it looked like. It's fouled out of play by Marlboro. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Quincy. And it's getting a lot of play, that obstacle course bounce house, but the regular bounce house not feeling too bad. It's getting the overflow. Down the first base line, it's kind of a different scene with the beer garden. 3-2 pitch sails high, and Quincy's on with his base on balls, and that'll bring up Colby Amaral. The catcher walked his first time and scored. Had 4 hits in the game last night. Came in as a replacement and had 4 hits. Out of Grass Valley, Colby 4 for 10 on the season. Got Marlboro at first base and nobody out here in the bottom of the third. There goes the runner. It's inside, and he will not even make a throw. There's a great jump by Quincy. Gets him a stolen base. 1 ball and no strikes on Colby Amaral. He's got a runner in scoring position out there now. Fastball swung on and missed. Johnson delivers the fastball. Swanson not working right now, so I have to feel like he's probably ready to go at a moment's notice. Hassani Johnson on deck for the Lincoln Potters. Mike Levine coaching at third. No coach at first, as we talked about last night. That's in the dirt. Tyler Robertson just says, look, I'll do it. I'm sitting on the side. I'm sitting on the bench. I'll do it. And so far, he's done a tremendous job. Last night, 22 runs, so he had to be doing something right. Tonight, it's 6-1. We're in the bottom of the third inning. 2-1 on Amaral. It's a little one out into short center field, moving in. But as Cooper Winton, he makes the play and guns it immediately to his cutoff man and shortstop Bittner. So Amaral is out on a fly ball to center field. And here is Hassani Johnson, who's walked and singled and scored twice and stole 3 bases. So he's been very busy. Now scored 7 runs in the time that he's been here, which is 2 games and 3 innings. Left-handed hitting shortstop out of Franklin High in Elk Grove, Louisiana Monroe. Sharp line drive right field. That's a solid base hit. Picked up by Daniels in right field. They're going to hold the runner Marlboro at third. That's the 6th hit for the Potters. A solid single for Hassani Johnson. He's 2 for 2, and here's Cole Eaton, who was popped to the catcher and flied to right. Out of Elkhorn, Nebraska, and the University of Tennessee, out in center field for the Potters tonight. Cole Eaton. 1 out and 2 on. The throw over to first base to keep Johnson close, and I think that's probably a smart idea. As we said, Hassani with 3 stolen bases already in the game today, and we are only in the bottom of the third inning. There he goes. It swung on and missed, and there's no throw. So Johnson with his 4th stolen base in scoring position. 0-1 on Cole Eaton, who has a couple of potential runs batted in out there at third and second. It's hit out in the air to short right center field. Winton coming over. Cooper's circling it to get the throw. He's got it. He's going to throw to third. Both runners tag, and both runners are safe. So it's a sacrifice fly for Eaton. Johnson moves to third. Potters now with their 7th run of the ball game. And he'll bring up Jake Tandy. Jake has singled and he has walked in this one. So he's having a tremendous start to the season. 400, 10 for 25. 15 runs batted in and a pair of home runs. Out of West Sacramento, California, and the University of the Pacific. Johnson's pitch gets away, and here comes Johnson down the line. The throw is going to be too late, and Hassani scores. His 3rd run scored of the day, and it's now 8-1 for the Potters. So Hassani Johnson now has scored 8 runs in 2 1/3 games for the Potters. As a leadoff man, you can't do much better than that. He's got 2 hits and a walk today. Base is empty now for Tandy. Jake swings and misses. Evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. JT Walden on deck for the Lincoln Potters. That's it high up in the air. Didn't get all of it. Coming on is Nahar, and he'll make the catch in left center field for the third out. Potters scored twice in the third. We go to the fourth. They lead at 8-1.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Top of the fourth inning, Potters lead 8-1. Brings us a new pitcher. It's Liam Golden taking over for Anthony Martinez. Martinez went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run. He walked 1, and he struck out 2. Liam Golden out of Sacramento, committed to Stanford University, and he will face the 7, 8, 9 in the order for the Legacy. Jacob Frost, then Daniel Daniels, and John Ringer, as Golden comes on to take out over for Anthony Martinez. Liam pitched 2/3 of an inning at the first game of the season. Actually, no, that's Sunday's game against the Knicks, and gave up 3 base on balls in those 2/3 innings. So he's out here for his second try. Loosening up before facing Jacob Frost, who singled his first time up and is 3 for 4 in the 2 games the teams have played this year. Jacob out of Cal State East Bay. Amaral ascended down to second base, and we're ready to go on what's still a beautiful night, a very pleasant night for baseball out here. Fans enjoying themselves. Potters playing well. Martinez turns in his third 3 innings. Carson tries to act. He's trying to, like be a go-getter. He's given me Liam Golden's velocity already. He hasn't thrown a pitch yet. Okay, he's just warming up. So is he trying to dupe me to make me look bad? It's already been done. I can't look worse. Okay. Is he giving me what Liam has done in the past? I respect that. But let the guy throw a pitch, which is fouled out of play. Now, if he handed me a card now, I would listen to him. But he gave me the card before the inning started. Unless he can see the future. Whoa. That's in the dirt. Bounces back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike on Frost. Jacob singled in the second inning. Actually, the Legacy had scored 1. He lines that one in the left center. That is going to be a base hit. Marlboro circles it, picks it up, and gets it in quickly. But Jacob with another base hit. Both hit solidly to left field. He is 2 for 2. And that'll bring up Daniel Daniels, who went into a fielder's choice. I was going to say that his single back in the second inning had runners at first and second and nobody out after the Legacy had already scored a run. But a fielder's choice, a strikeout, and eventually another pop out to the catcher ended the inning with the bases loaded. So it could have been a lot worse than the 1 run that scored back in the second for the Legacy. Rose leads it off with a single, and here is Daniel Daniels. Fastball inside for a ball. Daniels out of Cal State East Bay as well. Frost creeping off over at first base. Swinging and missing the ball in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Potters back in action tomorrow night, 6:35, Saturday night out at McBean. Always a great time. Alpha Prime will be the opposition, as they will on Sunday at 1:05. Military Appreciation Day, as is every Sunday. That's popped up. It's going to go back over our heads. Be careful, Willie. That one almost hit the top. It went a little bit too far back. Hopefully Pikachu's okay. That's right where Pikachu was hanging out. And he's very fast. Once he engages in Pikachu mode, I don't know if he can just move like, I don't know if he has to kind of get going or whatever. 1-2. I think we have a strikeout for Daniels, and going on the pitch was Froese. He'll take second base. But it's a strikeout for Daniels. Ball got away from Amaral. And coming up will be John Ringer, who is your Dueling Dogs batter and struck out the first time up back in the second inning. So he provided half-price beers for some thirsty customers. And it's not a Thirsty Thursday, but it's the day after, which is the next best thing. So there are some people on the edges of their seats right now. And then there's a guy down there who just bought a beer and goes, oh, why didn't I wait? Actually, it doesn't look like he would have waited. That's down low for a ball, and Emerald with a nice short hop of that one to keep him from going back to the screen. Froese out at second base, 1 out here, top of the 4th. Fastball on the inside corner, call strike. So 1/3 of the way toward that 50% off. A lot of fans sometimes get blasé to a deal like this because they get so many great deals all the time. They're like, oh, another great deal? Oh, come on. How many great deals can one fan base get? Infinite, I would say. That's outside. Emerald knocks it down, but Froese is going to be able to advance on a wild pitch. So Jacob is over at third base with 1 out. A 2-ball, 1 strike count on the hitter Ringer. Top of the order, Cooper Winton on deck. Willie's piping in a lot of the barking sounds now, trying to motivate Liam Golden and the fan base. Most of whom are munching on one of the great food choices that we have here at McBean Stadium. Look out, that's inside for a ball. 3-1. Ringer checks his third base coach. He gives him some encouragement, which is what he's there for. But in the meantime, Colby Amaral is going to go out and talk to Liam Golden, who's taken over here after 3 innings from Anthony Martinez. 4 hits, 1 run, 2 strikeouts, and a walk. So that's 6 innings for Anthony so far this summer. 4 hits, 1 run, 8 strikeouts, and a walk. Willie's really pulling out the dogs on the soundtrack today. And let's hope it does some good. Three and 1 on John Ringer. Ringer at third base for the Legacy. That's in the dirt, ball 4. So not only do we not get a strikeout, we don't get an out, as going down to first base is John Ringer. He'll be there with Froese still over at third. 1 out in the inning, and here's Cooper Winton, who is grounded to short and singled. Cooper out of Cal State Stanislaus. Left-handed hitting center fielder. 2 for 5 in the 2 games against the Potters this week. Takes a fastball. That's on the outside corner. Tailing fastball called a strike, 0-1. Kyler Bittner follows Cooper Winton in the lineup in the order for the Legacy. There goes the runner from first to second. That is Ringer. He'll take second without a throw. So force is off, second and third. Pitch is called a ball. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Chopper out towards short. Johnson's going to have to hurry to get Winton at first base. He does by that half a step. He will get an RBI, will Cooper Winton. As Froese scores, going to third is Ringer. Winton is retired 6-3. 2 outs in the inning. Here's Kyler Bittner with Ringer still down at third base. So it is 8-2 in favor of the Potters. Rosa's single was the 5th hit for the Legacy in this one. That's a nice looking fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 on Bittner. 2 for 4 on Tuesday. He is 0 for 2 in this one. Popped to the catcher and popped to the shortstop. Breaking ball's lifted to right field. Going back is Doyle. He reaches up and makes a nice running catch to end the inning. So 1 run, 1 hit. They left 1. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Potters 8 and the Legacy 2. Bottom of the 4th inning, Potters lead 8-2. Owen Swanson's coming in to pitch for the Menlo Legacy out of the University of Michigan at Crookston. The right-hander will relieve Ryan Johnson. Went 3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 8 runs. 7 of those were earned. He walked 5, didn't have any strikeouts. And Swanson will face J.T. Walden, Jacob Doyle, and Luke Mancy. 4, 5, and 6 for the Potters. Scored 4 times in the first, twice in the second and the third. And they're facing Owen Swanson for the first time. Next week, let's see, we've got tomorrow and Tuesday, Alpha Prime will be the opposition. That'll be 6:35 tomorrow, Hispanic Heritage Night out here at the McBean. And then on Sunday, a 1:05 start. Well, afternoon action. Next week, we've got on Tuesday the 4th, West Coast Kings Black team comes in. The 5th is off. Monday and Wednesday off next week. Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, the Legacy will be back for 2 games on the 6th and 7th. Then it's the West Coast Kings Gold team on Saturday and the San Francisco Seals on Sunday the 9th. So next week, the 4th, 6th, 7th, and 8th and 9th will be Potters games. You'll get Monday and Wednesday off, but we expect to see you out here for the rest of next week's action. J.T. Walden ready to come up here as Owen Swanson has been granted extra warm-up tosses just to make the game longer. That's the only reason. And he's ready to go. The throw down to second by Jacob Prost. And we are ready to start the bottom of the 4th inning with J.T. Walden, who reached on an error in the first and was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, so he now has 7 runs batted in on the season, which encompasses 3 official at-bats and a hit by pitch. Left-hand hitting first baseman steps in to lead it off against Swanson here in the bottom of the 4th inning from now almost entirely shadowed McBean Stadium. Swanson's first pitch outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Jacob Doyle, who's homered and singled and driven in 4 runs, is on deck. JT pops that one up. There's a fastball a little bit inside, kind of inside out of it, and fouled it back to our left. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike on the USC product. Big left-hand hitting first baseman against the right-hander Owen Swanson. Swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch. Good job by Swanson to pull the string on that one. 1-2 on JT. Swing and a miss, another off-speed pitch, and he's down on strikes. One out here in the fourth, and that will bring up Jacob Doyle. Hit a 3-run home run in the first and had an RBI single in the second, both of those against Ryan Johnson. He was 3 for 5 in his initial appearance as a Potter last night, so he is now 5 for 7 with a home run. Swanson at 80 miles an hour with the fastball, the off-speed around 73 or so, and it's been very effective. At least it was against JT. Doyle swings and misses. Again, Carson, I don't know what happened. He took him like 3 pitches to get the numbers this time. It's pretty slow for him. He's going for intern of the week, that's for sure. Doyle takes in the dirt. 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out, bottom of the fourth. Doyle out of Matarino. Little cue shot down the first baseline. He better take off, and he realized it at the right time. That ball started to come back, but when it got to the coach's box, it sensed it was empty and kind of just fell off to the right. So it's 1-2 on Jacob Doyle. Big right-handed hitting right fielder. Made a nice running catch in the top of the inning. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes as well with off-speed pitches. Throw down to first base. 2 straight strikeouts for Owen Swanson here in the fourth, and that'll bring up Luke Mancy, who has singled and popped out to shortstop. So Luke is 1 for 2, 5 for 11 on the season. Out of University of New Mexico, down from around San Diego area. Luke, the left-handed second baseman, settles in against Swanson, trying to make some contact against the right-hander. In there for a strike. Took something off that as well, and Mancy thought about it and decided not to go. Mancy hits that one sharply out towards shortstop, picked up by Bittner. Takes his time, throws it down low, and it's missed at first base. It's an error on the shortstop, and Mancy will reach base. Took his time and tried to one-hop Thompson over there, and Nick couldn't come up with it. So it's an error on the shortstop. That is the second error for the Legacy. And here's Brett Griffiths. Fly line to left and line to right. So Brett has hit it twice. He's hit it hard twice, and he's been retired twice. 5 for 17 on the summer. Third baseman out of American River College against Swanson. Hits that one out right to shortstop. Bittner going to go to second for the fourth, and that's the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left. We'll go to the top of the fifth now with the Potters on top 8-2.
This job is the Esplanade at Turkey Creek phases 4 and 5. Our scope of work for this project is full scope, so we've got all the underground, all the joint trench, and all the topside included with it.
We're putting in sewer pipe, manholes. We're not doing services yet. We go through and do all the main line, and then we come back and do all the services after that. I would say this project right here, the one we're working on, is probably about a 2-month project. It's very costly to the developer, so beating the schedule is very important, more important than most projects. It's got a lot of groundwater, so we've got an extensive groundwater pump system in place. It's just cool to be a part of the built environment and know that for the next 100 years that people are going to use and enjoy what we've created here today.
Top of the fifth, Potters lead it 8-2. We've got a new pitcher. It is Bobby Remedi, the right-hander. He is from Folsom College and Benedictine University. Remedi making his second appearance of the season. He will take on Nick Thompson, Raul Soria, and Dom Nahar. Golden 1 inning pitched. Gave up 1 hit, 1 run. Struck out 1 and walked 1. So Martinez, then Golden, now Bobby Remedi. I think it's Bobby's second appearance of the season. He was in that game against the Knicks on Sunday as well. So second appearance for Bobby Remedi, and he will start off with the 3, 4, 5 hitters in the order for the Legacy, who have scored single runs in the second and the fourth. Potters with 4 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the third. Owen Swanson very impressive in that bottom of the fourth with a couple of strikeouts. Tyler Robertson chatting with the home plate umpire, hoping to put in a good word for Bobby Remedi. As we settle into the top of the fifth here. Willie Preston doing all the announcements. Riley the engineer hard at work, just sitting there to my left. Kids with giant shaved ices, none of them chocolate, coming up the stands. Now what flavor is the blue now? Blueberry maybe? Yeah, okay, I'll go with that maybe. I don't know. Riley, you're supposed to know more about this stuff, okay? When I ask you these things, you're supposed to know them. Go down to the shaved ice thing and do a little inventory. Remedi's first pitch to Thompson on the outside corner for a strike. Nick has walked and singled, so he is 1 for 1. Amazing the difference they can make when it's nighttime and they turn the lights on in here. Incredible. Swung on and fouled into the catcher's glove. 0-2. Bobby took something off that one to Nick Thompson. Raul Soria on deck. If they get the first batter of the fifth inning out by any means necessary, it's half off Founders Brewing Company products the remainder of the inning. I believe I have that right. It's the Founders Fifth, I believe is what it's called. And of course that may be totally wrong, but I think it has the ring of truth to it. So it gives the fans another chance to root and get better beer. That's lifted down the left field line out of play to the grassy knoll, which again has the pop-ups. It's got a couple of umbrellas. It's got a lot of people. It's a party down there. It may become the new in place in Lincoln. I mean, obviously they're Stillians, but I mean, they could use another alternative. Breaking ball just a little bit too high, and thirsty fans. Especially this guy coming up with the nachos, who didn't realize that he could have a half-price beer to go with those nachos if that ball was just called a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, same place, same call. Good consistency, 3-2. Willie Preston did not agree. He's making weird noises over there, but he's just hoping for the fans to get a good deal. They got to retire the first batter in the top of the fifth to get half off. It's 3-2, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. I don't know that the fans really realize what just happened. Willie's going to have to get on his job and tell everybody. There he goes. Nice, nice, and nice. Wait a minute. That little kid just got up, and I don't think he can take advantage of that. But some good patrons going down to the Brick and Barrel Backyard Beer Garden to take advantage of that founder's generosity. There's a line drive by Soria, and that's in there for a base hit. Earl had a hit on Tuesday. He's got a hit today after flying to center and flying to left, so he's 1 for 3. That is the 6th hit of the game for the Legacy, and it brings up Dom Nahor, who has doubled and popped to second. 2 for 5 in the 2 games. For Dom Nahar. Pops that one up out of play. Off-speed pitch, according to my friend Carson, about 77 miles an hour. I think he's just making up numbers now. He's got all the numbers. He's throwing darts at him. He's going, his fastball's 92. Okay, great. Breaking balls popped out of play. 0-2 quickly on Nahar. He's followed by Ryan Farr, who's 1 for 2 in the game today. Dom's out of Cal State East Bay. Soria are leading at first base, held on over there by J.T. Walden. That is just a little bit too low. 1-2. Straight away for the Potters in the outfield, medium deep. Ours, like I said, hit a nice double today and a nice double on Tuesday. It's a line drive to right field. Doyle's going to go back. Jacob reaches up and makes another fine catch. Had that one all the way. Ball hit hard by Nahar, but he is out. Second out of the inning. Still at first base is Soria, and it'll bring up Ryan Farr, who dropped a single in the second inning and had an RBI, drove in the first run of the game for the Legacy, then struck out in the third, both against Martinez. Second baseman out of Cal Lutheran settles in with Soria down at first base. Breaking ball, a little bit too high. 1-0. There's a fan who's taking advantage of the Founders deal. Good job. Okay, it's not bad. Not a bad representation. Again, you get a great deal on beer mostly every other inning here at McBean. That's fouled out of play down the right field line by the VIP area, the Kiln area. About half is occupied down there, I think, by some of the Rockland Dodgers and the Rockland Marlins, our guest teams out here tonight. Also had a school choir, and I'm not sure where they're from, so I don't want to say they're on school, but they did a tremendous job. That is outside. And they did the Potter Up Play Ball chant, too, in choir-like fashion, which I thought they did a great job. I think that might have been my idea. I sent that down there. Willie didn't think they could pull it off, but I think they did. Great national anthem performances all year. Hit out to right field. Doyle likes to go back on him, but he's underneath that one and makes the catch. So good inning for Bobby Remetti. Gives up a hit and leaves that runner on. We go to the bottom of the fifth. The Potters on top 8-2.
This job is Esplanade at Turkey.
I'm Bill Spear, North Valley president of 5 Star Bank. In a time when business can feel so uncertain, we're here for you every step of the way.
I know they have a lot of bells and whistles within their bank, but just the relationship piece here locally on the business side is huge for us.
5 Star treats us like we're number one. They're right there with suggestions, with help. So I have to bank with people that have our mission in mind.
We're 5 Star Bank. How can we help you?
Out $100 bills, and it kills and it thrills like the horns on my Silverado grill. And I buy the bar double round.
Bottom of the fifth inning, Potters will send up Marlboro, Amaral, and Johnson. They'll send them up against a new pitcher. It's Roland Mosby, the right-hander, coming in. We're in number 14 for the Legacy. He is out of Cañada College, and he played in the game on Tuesday. So Swanson was in there for just a single inning. He struck out 2 and was very effective. And here's Mosley. And he'll start off against Quincy Marlboro, who was lined out and walked. So Quincy is 0 for 1 with a run scored. Came into the game hitting at .250, had 2 hits in the game last night. So Johnson, Swanson, and then Mosley, the 3 pitchers so far for the Legacy. I think the other night they had 8 pitchers, and Mosley was actually the 8th. So yeah, he got in the game the other night as well. He'll be out here in the bottom of the 5th inning as the throw goes down from Prost to second base, and we are ready for some action here. Great night of baseball out here at McBean Stadium. Game number 6 of the season. Remember, 40 home games. League games for the Pacific Empire League start on June the 18th. You want to get your tickets? Check out LincolnPotters.com for information and to get tickets. Great crowds out here already for the first 6 games. And it's just going to get more and more as we go through the summer. Here's Quincy Marlborough out of Folsom Lake College. That one's fouled off and almost missed the pitch as Riley the engineer has seen another chocolate shaved ice. So we're going to go ask that kid what it is. If you want to, I want to know for sure. I think it's root beer. But it did kind of look like chocolate. I got to be honest with you. It did kind of look like chocolate. 0-1 pitch is a ball. Although your description of the blue one is actually, it's blue raspberry. Okay, is what it is. Not whatever you said, blueberries and raspberries or something. It's blue raspberry. You got to get these right. If you're going to go order, you got to know what you're going to get at Shaved Ice. There's a big line there all the time. Mosley's 1-1 pitch. Quincy fouls that one off behind us right toward the Shaved Ice booth, so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Did look like chocolate, though, I got to admit. But, of course, it wasn't. It was root beer. 1-2 now. Colby Amaral to follow. That breaking ball just misses. The inside corner just misses Quincy, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swinging and a miss. So Mosley comes in, gets the strikeout. That's the 3rd strikeout in 5 batters for the relievers here. And with 1 out, Kobe Emerald will be the hitter. Kobe has walked and flied to center, so he is 0 for 1 today. Looking down the third base, there's a lot going on down the third base line at McBean Stadium. We've got the bounce house, we've got the obstacle course bounce house, we've got the grassy knoll with the pop-up tents and everything. There's a ground ball down to third base, scooped up by Ringer across the diamond to get him at first base. So 2 quick outs for the Potters here in the 5th, and Hassani Johnson, who's had a good game from the leadoff spot. He walked and scored in the 1st, singled and scored in the 2nd, and singled and scored in the 3rd, and mixed in 4 stolen bases in those 3 appearances. So Hassani now is 4 for 9 on the season and has scored 8 runs. Left-hand hitting shortstop, taking his time getting up there. Doesn't want to make it too quick of an inning for Mosley. Just a lot going on down that third base line with 2 bounce houses and grassy knoll, and also a canned beer bar, canned beer bar, a bar with canned beers is what I'm trying to say, I think. Strike on Johnson. Down the right field line, of course, we have the Brick and Barrel Backyard Beer Garden. We have the Kiln, the VIP area, and and then right behind us, kind of down the first base line, is the Shaved Ice. But it's more straight behind us. Outside. So pick your poison. You're either going to the beer garden or you're going to the bounce house. I think that's pretty clear which way you're going to go, depending on who you are. I'm thinking. Well, there's something for everybody is my point, I think. Johnson takes a fastball high and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike on Hassani Johnson. Cole Eaton to follow, hitting the number 2 spot for the Potters. Inside, 3-1 on Hassani Johnson. I think maybe they'll just walk him just to see if they can throw him out when he steals second. Maybe they're challenging themselves. Mosley's 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the inside corner. 3-2. Johnson a ringing single to right field his last time up back in the 3rd inning. Three balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the 5th. Johnson takes high, ball 4. So 4th time on base for Asani Johnson, and it'll bring up Cole Eaton, who has flied to right. He has hit a sacrifice fly, and he's popped up to the catcher. So he is 0 for 2, picked up an RBI, his 4th of the season, back in the 3rd inning. Cole out of Elkhorn, Nebraska, and the University of Tennessee. The throw over to first base already to get Johnson, and he had just taken 1 step off the bag. So he really hadn't even got started yet. Not going, there's a line drive that is into left center field for a base hit. Johnson rounding second, thinking about it. Now he's going to have to go back to second as Winton throws in behind him. But it's a single for Eden, his first hit of the ball game. Johnson's now at second. That is hit number 7 for the Potters and brings up Jake Tandy. Jake has singled it a run, he has walked, and he has flied to left. So he is 1 for 2. 10 for 26 on the season. 15 runs batted in and a pair of home runs for Jake Tandy, as the Potters try to put together a late developing 5th inning rally, prolonging the deal on Founders Beer too. It makes the inning longer. Tandy takes outside. So, I mean, that's a very thoughtful thing for the Potters to do. Johnson getting the walk and Eaton getting the base hit. Tandy from West Sacramento, California, University of the Pacific. Right-handed hitter is the DH today for the Potters. Takes in the dirt. That's a nice block by Froese, who does it a lot. And he saved 90 feet right there. 2 balls and no strikes. 90s night and Pokemon night, although I haven't seen Pikachu in a while. And I don't know. Swing and a miss. Fouling the catcher's glove, actually. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. I hope that means he's hanging out behind us, or maybe he and Ash are, going down to the beer garden, Brick and Barrel Backyard Beer Garden. I haven't seen Piper in a while. Maybe Piper and Pikachu hit it off, and they're hanging out together. That's cool. Throw back to second base, and diving in under the tag is Asani Johnson. Good timing play by the Legacy as Farr came in behind him from the second base spot, but just a little bit too late. 2-1 on Tandy. J.T. Walden would be next. Tandy takes high. 3-1. Jake singled in a run in the first and scored. Then he walked, got as far as 3rd in the 2nd inning, but was stranded there and then flied to left in the 3rd. Had 7 runs batted in last night's game, including a grand slam home run. 3-1 pitch is hit high up in the air to left field. Nahar's going back, still going back, and he's not going to get it. Jake Tandy has done it again. Home run number 3, a 3-run shot, and the Potters take an 11-2 lead. Three games in a row, Tandy hits it out of the park. He has 4 runs batted in, 18 for the season. .318 feet over the left field fence. 101 miles an hour off the bat for Jake Tandy. Here's J.T. Walden, who's reached on an air and been hit by a pitch and struck out. So the inning started out poorly for the Potters. First 2 batters were retired, then a walk to Johnson, a single by Eaton, and the 3-run home run by Tandy. JT takes in there for a strike. Jacob Doyle on deck. Potters strike for 3 with 2 out. They lead at 11-2. JT takes down in the dirt for a ball, evens it up at 1-1. JT with 2 3-run homers in his only 2 plate appearances last night. He's 0 for 2 in this one. Did pick up a RBI when he was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded back in the 2nd inning, so he has 7 of those things. Tandy trying to get way out in front. He has 18 runs batted in now. JT swings and misses at an off-speed pitch, 1-2. So the Potters, the last couple of days have really been brought out the bats with home runs. 2 for JT, 3 for Tandy. Jacob Doyle with 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mosley strikes him out on a fastball for the 3rd out of the inning. Potters score 3 times on 2 hits. We go to the top of the 6th. Potters 11, Legacy 2.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in our store, our conference facilities, an amazing team helped us keep together an amazing organization, and we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Right in the middle of the Piper Dance contest here in the top of the 6th inning. Potters lead 11-2, and I thought it was pretty good. As soon as Willie said there was a hat for the winner, we started seeing some moves busted out. One kid did the worm, and another kid said, "I'll do you one better," and he just went down and started doing push-ups, which I don't know. Maybe that's a revised worm, I don't know, but let's see who the winner's going to be. Ava's down there running the show as Piper is kicking it. He runs the best dance contest around anywhere, bar none. We've got a winner, and it wasn't the worm guy or the push-up guy. So congratulations to our winner, and we'll move on into the top of the 6th with Jacob Frost, Daniel Daniels, and John Ringer, 7, 8, and 9 against Bobby Remedi. The 3rd pitcher for the Potters in this one. Martinez started, then Golden. Swing and a miss to Jacob Frost, who's lined 2 solid singles to left field tonight. So he is 2 for 2. So we've got a pinch hitter, number 4. That's Blake Cowens out of Skyline College. He's batting for Frost. So Jacob will retire for the night, 2 for 2. And Cowens takes over and takes that one just a little bit too high. So Frost 4 for 5 in the 2 games against the Potters this week. Scored 2 runs, drove in 1. And here's Cowens. 1-2 pitch call, strike 3. Remedi backed up a curveball, got him on strikes. That's Bobby's 2nd strikeout. And that will bring up Daniel Daniels, who was hit into a fielder's choice and struck out tonight. He is 0 for 2.
Now batting number 26, right fielder Daniel Daniels.
Daniels out of Cal State East Bay, right-handed hitter against Remedi. Swing and miss, soft speed pitch. 0-1. The Potters executive, who looks a lot like the guy who was Charizard earlier in the evening, walking behind home plate. That one just misses the inside corner, even to count up 1 ball and 1 strike. That still is going to be stuck in my mind when Charizard had to take a phone call and left. You know, I don't. Maybe he's evolving. I don't know. That happens. Maybe he's turned into a Charmander, but I don't think that's the way it happens. Chopper down to 3rd. That's a foul ball. Griffiths giving chase. Backhands it, but it is a foul ball. So it's 1-2 on Daniels. He's followed by John Ringer, who was the Dueling Dogs batter, and that would be over in the 7th inning. So here in the bottom of the 6th, that might be the last chance for Potters to have like 4 chances today for discount beers. That's a ground ball down to Griffiths. He knocks it down, picks it up, throws across the diamond, but not in time. That was a very tough hop that got him back on his back heels. And he dropped the ball, picked it up through to first. So Daniels is on. And that'll bring up John Ringer, playing at third base, the Dueling Dogs batter. Ringer struck out and walked, so he is 0 for 1. John out of Norwich University has a runner at first base and 1 out. Fastball in there for a strike. Mindy's fastball about 86. I have so many index cards from Carson here that it's really tough. I think I'll call them Index Carsons from now on. That is down low for a ball that I've got, 7 different pitchers with their velocities. There's a couple guys who give me, I don't think have come in the game yet. He's already got their velocities for me. I mean, he's prepared. I got to give the kid credit. He's the outdoorsy type, though, so I don't trust him. 1-1. There goes the runner. The pitch is fouled down the right field line, so Daniels will have to come back to first base, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Ringer, which gets us pretty much 2/3 of the way toward getting that half off Dueling Dogs. This crowd looks like it could use one more beer special today. I mean, they've gotten a lot. They got the Founders Brewing. They've got one time already with the Dueling Dogs, but another Dueling Dogs would kind of like wrap things up kind of nicely. For a crowd that really is familiar with the path down to the beer garden, I will say that for them. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cooper Winton, top of the order on deck. Fastball is too high, 2-2. I think Willie should try in the soundtrack to give you a little bit gentler dogs, maybe a nice throaty bark from a retriever or something. I mean, he's going for the yappers. 2-2 pitch is fouled out of play. More activity in the Potters bullpen. Nobody right now up and throwing for the Legacy, but the Potters do have a couple of guys tossing it back and forth down there. Willie, don't add your own bark in there again. That was disconcerting to say the least. 2-2 pitch. Check swing didn't go. Throw to second base is just a little bit too late. The ball comes out, but I think he was safe anyway. So Daniels with the stolen base. The pitch, I believe, was high, so that'll be 3 balls and 2 strikes on John Ringer. Piper the Peacock walking around, strutting around jauntily, interacting with the Lincoln Football Club soccer team. We're here selling 50-50 tickets. We got, I don't know if those are people barking or if it's a soundtrack, but it really, it worries me. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. Just spoiled that one at the last second. Almost in the lap of the people at the best seat in the house, right behind home plate. That one knocked their stuff down that they had leaning up on the net, so they had to repair it, put it back in place. We go back at 3 balls and 2 strikes again. That's lined into right field. That'll be a base hit. Doyle running over to his left. Here comes Daniels around third. He falls down, and Doyle drops the ball, so it might have been a blooper reel. So first and third as Daniels has to hold up because he literally fell down. Ringer delivers the single to right. Hit number 8 in the game for the Legacy. Now they've got the top of the order, Cooper Winton, who was 1 for 3, singled and grounded to shortstop twice. He's picked up an RBI tonight. He's got first and third and just 1 out here in the 6th. Lines it into right field. That's a base hit. 1 run is in. Stopping at second is Ringer as Doyle comes up with it. Second run batted in for Winton, his second hit as well. And it is now 11-3 for the Potters. Daniels scores. Ringer stops at second base, and here is Kyler Bittner, who has popped to short, popped to the catcher, and flied to right. Kyler out of Kenyatta College was 2 for 4 on Tuesday with an RBI. 1 out in the inning, 1 run in, 2 on for the Legacy. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Nick Thompson on deck. Bittner either didn't agree with the call or just was mad at himself for not swinging. Maybe the latter on that one. That was a pretty good looking pitch. So 0-1. Bobby Remedi in his second inning of work. Martinez started, then Golden went 1 inning. Same pitch, knocked down to Griffiths at third, over to second for 1, over to first, and they got him at first base. The 5-4-3 double play. Good job at second base by Mancy, handling the hard throw from Griffith and turning it around. 5-4-3, 1 run and 2 hits. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Potters now on top, 11-3.
Situated on the corner of Lincoln Boulevard and 5th Street, this iconic building has been the home to several hotels over the decades, the most famous and longest running of which was the Lincoln Inn. Having undergone several renovations and architectural changes, this building is the current home of Old Town Pizza, which boasts not 1 but 2 floors for your dining enjoyment, including open-air seating on the roof. Stop in for a slice today. Or stop by the Lincoln Museum to see the 300-pound cash register that used to adorn the front desk of the Lincoln Inn. For more great history, visit the Lincoln Area Archives Museum and, by appointment only, take their free walking tour of historic downtown Lincoln.
Bottom of the 6th, Potters lead 11-3. Not a bad bat spinning race there. They had 2 fine contestants. The second guy looked like he was going to lurch onto the field, which is always my favorite thing when they run down there and end up on the field. The first guy just looked like he was very tired. He didn't look like he was disoriented at all. He just looked like, man, I am just exhausted. But he got there and he slapped the hands for Piper and got the win. So congratulations to both the contestants in the bat spinning race. They did a good job, and that's the kind of disorientation and sluggishness I expect to see from my participants. Roland Mosley is going to be out on the mound. He is the 3rd pitcher. Came on in the 5th inning. He's the 3rd pitcher after Johnson and Swanson for the Legacy, who have single runs in the 1st and the 4th and the 6th. Make that the 2nd and the 4th and the 6th. And here's Jacob Doyle. He has homered. He has singled. He has struck out. He is 2 for 3. He has driven in 4 runs. He has scored a run. He's 5 for 8 so far as a Potter with 2 home runs. Takes that one inside from Mosley. Rolling out of Kenyatta College. Doyle takes a little bit too high, so it's 2-0 Luke Mancy to follow, and then Brett Griffiths for the Potters. Brett started that 5-4-3 double play that ended the top of the 6th. Again, an excellent turn at second by Luke Mancy. 2-0 pitch. Doyle takes in there for a strike. Jacob out of University of Nevada, Reno. Playing in right field for the Potters. Tyler Robertson, the new skipper, going for win number 5 in the first 6 games. Doyle fouls that one back to the screen, evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Potters with some activity in their pinch. Swung on and missed. Nice off-speed pitch. Mosley gets the strikeout, his 2nd strikeout in a row, and 3rd of an inning and a 3rd, and that will bring up Luke Mancy. Luke has singled, he's popped to short, and he's reached on an error, so he is 1 for 3 in this one, 5 for 12 for the season. Out of down near San Diego in the University of New Mexico for Luke Mancy. Left-hand inning second baseman takes down in the dirt for a ball. He's followed by Brett Griffiths. Potters start league play in the Pacific Empire League on June the 18th, which I believe is a Tuesday. It's close to that, somewhere around there. Check out the schedule, which is on the Lincoln Potters website, potters.com, and you can get tickets and information. Looks like Ken Blankenship loosening up for the Potters out in the pen out of Sac City College. 2-0 on Luke. Swings and misses at that one. Makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. Potters have had Martinez, then Golden, Remedy, and now we've got Blankenship warming up in the pen, maybe coming out for the top of the 7th. 2-1 to Mancy. Luke swings and grounds it, but foul down the first base line toward that bullpen. So his count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Great crowd out here on a Friday night, checking out Potters baseball, starting the new 2024 season. Still just 6 games into it, 40 home games on the season. Mancy takes on the outside corner, called strike 3. So Mosley struck out 3 in a row, and that'll bring up Brett Griffiths, who's lined to left, lined to right, and hit into a fielder's choice. So Brett is 0 for 3 so far in this one, 5 for 18 for the summer. Out of Jesuit High School and American River College. Hits that one high in the air to short left field. Moving over is Nahar. And he makes the catch for the 3rd out. A little bit, fighting it a little bit, but he made the play. 1, 2, 3 for the Potters in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th. They stay on top 11-3.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated